quit your die trying.
Well.
He's going to stop until he puts this thing down.
What do we have here?
A little low on the landing, but
This might be... It might even be my own 1260.
he's got it.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy every single time I see it.
I mean, that's a lot. Honest, look, his head is already spinning on the takeoff. There's a 5, there's a 9, and
That's
another
so
spin.
nuts.
Looks a little bit low on the landing, but just
All right, so obviously there's some stories here. Obviously there's some questions that people have about the 12, about the landing, about the reaction, about everything. So here, I'm going to tell a story. So 3 months earlier, I'm in Shanghai, wanting to try my first kickflip 900 at a mega ramp competition. I'm like really keen. I'm like thinking about it the whole time I'm flying there, and I'm really trying to work it out in my head. I've never tried it. I've never seen anyone try it. This was back in 2019. Maybe Luigi had tried one. Luigi Cini? I never know how to say his name. Anyways, I get through practice. I'm like spinning nines. I'm like thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And I never got the balls to try kickflip 9. Not sure why. Doesn't seem like it's the most insane thing ever, but never got the balls. So the night before the contest, I laying down with my then girlfriend at the time, and it's like 10 p.m. going to sleep before the event, and I just randomly blurt out, I was like, I'm gonna try a 12 tomorrow. That was how I came up with the idea. I was laying in bed, I was thinking, I was like, okay, I can spin 900. To add a kickflip, I'll have to spin faster than 900. So if I spin faster than 9 and do a kickflip, I can make it. And I was like, well, if I can spin faster than 9, just do a 12. And it just like clicked. And I remember feeling like bummed because I know how I am. And when I realize I can do something, I get like really obsessive. And I was like, dang, man, like I have to go do a 12 now because this is going to eat me alive. So the next day, I'm like planning on getting a safe run down. I don't really remember my strategy after. I know I fell the first 3 runs of the comp. I think on kickflip mountain 3s. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I go up to my buddy CJ Titus and I just dap him up. I'm like, yo, CJ, do you think I could... I said something cryptic. I was like, oh yeah, I try a 9 and I go straight up to him and I was like, you think I could go again? You think I could spin again? And he was like, yeah, you got time. And I was like, no, like, do you think I could spin again? Meaning just like another 360. I don't remember exactly what I said. It was something like that. And he just looked at me and went, and threw his hand up and just dapped me up. And that was it. He didn't even say anything. And then I dropped it and I went and spun a 12. I didn't make it, but I was actually really close. So I tried 2 in Shanghai. I tried that one and one more. So then over the next 3 months, I'm at home knowing that Minneapolis is coming. Knowing that this comp right here is on the way. So I kind of hole up in my room. And I'm just saving every video from every X Games I've ever done. I'm saving every 900, 1080, 720, the 1260 attempts. I'm saving 900s on vert. I'm saving 900s on mini mega. I'm saving just straight up every clip of me taking off and rotating and comparing them with each other and making edits of putting them next to each other and going like frame by frame and finding some body positions, finding something to like practice. Just finding the right thing to practice. I was also skating vert like every day, working really hard. And during this time, obviously, like, that's hard to be with. So I think it was, like, putting stress on my relationship. Was, like, really focused on the 1260, really focused on vert, and, like, going through a lot personally. So I wasn't that, like, present in the relationship. And I think that put us under a lot of stress. But that's just the way it was. So then I flew to Minneapolis, and I don't really remember saying much that week. I'm pretty talkative. You watch the channel. I'm talking all the time. I'm actually like pretty outgoing, all things considered. I was just like shut down. I didn't really talk much all week, and I remember the biggest feeling I had this week is like 900s aren't a big deal. That's what I kept telling myself. 900s aren't a big deal. Usually I would go practice for a comp and I would go like make 900 in the event and be like, woo. But at this one, I was like making 9s in practice and just being so afraid of the 12 that I wasn't really even reacting. I would do a 9, go up top, do a 9, go up top, fall, go up, do a 9, go up, do a 9. I remember I was like making 2 in a row and then bailing, and then making 2 in a row and bailing. And it was really weird because I had to get so comfortable with 9s that I kind of like was feeling really weird. I was feeling really weird all week. And then the vert contest, I actually skated like pretty much the best I've ever skated in the vert contest the day before this. So I'm sitting up on the top of the ramp here, okay? This is the 50 foot. This is where you hang out for the 50 foot. They're not going to show it, but up here is where everyone hangs out for the 60 foot jump or the 64 or whatever it's called. Yeah. So everyone is up there, 9 other guys, and me down here. I'm the only one on this level. And I am so afraid. Because it's not like a spur of the moment thing. I tried a 12 already. Cat's out of the bag. I've been doing 9s all week. I've been visualizing 12s and like walking it on the flat bottom, walking it on the landing. Like everybody knows I'm about to drop in and try a 1260. There's no question. The interviews that X Games was having that week, the vibe in the athlete lounge, it was like, it's a breakthrough trick, like it's not so much that I think that I'm trying to say this like, oh, this is the most important thing ever done in skating. I don't even think that at all. It's not even close. Like, but the way X Games is set up, when you're about to do the next trick, especially in skateboard spinning, like, Tony Hawk doing the 9 was like a really big deal in X Games. That would be like Harry Bink with the triple backflip, or Sheeny. Shout out Josh Sheehan too. Those are both FMX guys. It's just in the air. So like, there's a certain type of feeling because everybody knows what everyone else is doing at X Games, especially when you're on the brink of like one of those tricks, right? So that was the vibe that week for me, and I was dead serious all week. I mean, I was deadpan. So I'm up here about 5 minutes before the comp, and I'm like alone because everyone else is on the 60 footer. The entire production crew, all the riders, everyone. And I'm completely alone down here. I have to walk out to set my board up to even like see the starter. He's above me, behind me. And I was just like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, what did I get myself into? Like, I've tried 2 12s at this point, both in Shanghai, and I've just been grinding 9s. And I just lost it. I straight up lost it. I was just like, I got super emotional. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm going to just drop in and do 540s. Like, I haven't even worked on any other tricks. Like, this question, I was like, oh, are you the master of your own fate? Or did you just get caught in this system of action sports where, like, now you're bullied into doing a 12 because of all the pressure and, like, you better go drop in and do it. And, like, I realized the reality of it is, like, okay, well, like, if I femur, this is all on me. Like, nobody else has to deal with any of these consequences that, you know, that it felt like they were asking me to possibly deal with. But then I realized almost instantly after breaking down, I was like, oh, if you didn't care, you would just feel nothing. And the fact that you feel so much means that you care. And if you care, you should just go for it. So I just kind of locked in and was like, okay, just the only rule is like 100%. Just give it 100. And that's why I overflew the gap. It's inside. There's no wind inside. There's no wind inside. You can land on this line over and over and over and over again. I've dropped in probably 100 times over the last 5 days or more from this drop in, doing switch backside 180. Like, I'm pretty good with speed control too. Like, I shot it by like 12 feet. That was the only rule I had. I was like, you're just going to give it everything. So that means you drop in and I'm literally pumping. Like, this drop in is like, you don't have to squat. Drop in's a big pump. Takeoff's a big pump. This landing lands low. And look at this pump. Wah! I almost got speed wobbles. Wah! Huge pump. Huge pump going up. So these two, I overshoot the gap. 1, 2. So I'm like fully in. And then just spin as hard as I can and wait. I mean, literally, it's just as simple as spin as hard as you can and wait. It's really interesting when a trick is that simple. Grab it, tighten up, and just wait. This is the scary part, 'cause this is at 900. So when you're doing a 9, a lot of times you're spinning really fast into the apex, and then everything out of here slows down. And that's your last spin, right? So it's like take off really fast on the way up, and then you kind of cruise it on the way down. So this whole like last section is a little more chill. But with a 12, you're spinning fast all the way up. And look, I'm now already at the top and start coming down. And then you have to turn your back again to the ramp. And I'm already coming down. That feeling of going down towards the ramp and turning your back is something I had never felt before trying this trick. This is where the trick was done, okay? And it feels like you have to sit on your heels right here. So not only do you have to spin while coming down, you can't like turn your body out of it and lean forward. You have to kind of sit back into it. And it feels like you're going to hit your heels on the coping right here. But I remember this position here. This is the first time I saw the ramp. It looks like you can see it, but like I don't remember seeing it here. I remember seeing it right here and saying, no way. Like, it looked good. Like, the sight picture looked good. And I was just in disbelief when I saw it. That the sight picture looked that clean. I mean, it came out like a good 900, like a good 540, whatever. Like, it was just the same sight picture that I always see on a good trick. And it was just weird to spin through the top, to hold it on the way down, to feel like I'm going to hit my heels, and then look at the ramp, and it just looks like every other trick. And no, I remember this still. I remember what this looked like. This frame from my own eyes 6 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember how it felt. I remember how hard I landed. I remember how hard I took off. I remember how I felt on the deck. Twelves are way harder than nines. Like, they're way harder. They're like way, 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 way harder. Like, I would trust, actually, most vert skaters hopping on a mega and doing some, like, basic technique work, dialing in their spins, and, like, trying some nines. I don't think that's that crazy. But I couldn't name very many skaters that I would trust trying 12s. And I mean that just with so much respect. But I also mean that from the bottom of my heart, that I wouldn't trust being like, yeah, just go rip one to like one of the boys. Where with nines, I'm actually like kind of pushy. Like, have you tried one yet? Just like, let it fly. Throw on some elbow pads here. Maybe like work your spin a little bit. But like, try some nines. They're very approachable for like the pros. 12s, like, let me just show you an example. Like, look how flat this spin is. See how my board is down below my hips the whole time, right? And then here it starts to tip back to set up for the landing, and then it slows down, and then the upper body counters everything. Like, they're really hard. With nines, you can actually lean too far forward at the takeoff and you're fine. Your board goes high, your upper body goes low, and it kind of rocks back and forth during the spin, but you don't have to spin that fast, so it's okay. Or that far, so it's like a top that's going to fall over. But with 12s, you have to have such a balanced, fast takeoff. Like, look at the structure. Look at the structure of the takeoff. It's really cool. I think it's so cool. Let's find right here. Extend and wind up together. That's what most people don't know. You extend, you pump up the ramp as you're winding up. And then actually your legs stay pretty long through the takeoff. So if you pay attention, I'm standing up pretty tall, just the upper body is going, and then when the shoulders get lined up with the skateboard, it's just all systems go. Grab it, body turns against the rotation, head just tucks in. Yeah, they're really hard. You have to stay so balanced. The balance and the power and the speed control it's just so hard. Like, I look, this is what I do. Like, I teach skateboard tricks, and I am lost. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to 1260. The amount of knowledge and experience and skills that I had to pull from to do a 12 is way beyond what I can articulate. And that's just probably gonna be like that till death. Like I could probably write a book of how the hell 12s work, and I don't think I'd ever figure it out. All right, let's talk about the reaction. So, I don't know. Honestly, I was a little depressed. First of all, just elephant in the room. I just wasn't doing so hot. Family stuff, my relationship was rough. I had been competing in skateboarding for now in 2019, that would have been 8 or 9 years, I think, at this time. But I had been skating since I was 3 years old. And honestly, I was getting a little burnt. I was getting a little burned out. I was just dealing with growing pains. I'm 22 years old or something like that. I'm an adult. Trying to figure out my life, right? And skateboarding is really hard, and I don't know. I don't feel like you need an excuse to not feel that great. I just didn't feel that great, and it was going on for a while. And I had just started counseling. I had just started like trying to learn how to take care of myself a little better as an adult. Like I didn't have those kind of skills as a kid. And yeah, I was just dealing with a ton. But I landed, and honestly, it was just so bittersweet. This moment was so bittersweet because I knew that I had accomplished something great that I really wanted to accomplish. And I was very proud. I was very proud of myself. And I also know that it took a lot of work and a lot of sacrifices. And actually accomplishing the thing brought the memories of like all the sacrifices that it took to get there, right? It's like not in a regretful way, but you know, my whole skate life really came to this moment, and I was just like soaking it in. I was homeschooled. I didn't go to high school. I had like I traveled a ton my whole life. You know, I didn't play sports with my high school buddies because I was like traveling skating, and you know, it was obviously, like I said, I was having relationship problems, and it's partly because like I was so obsessed with skating and family issues that came from skating, and I do this 12, and I'm kind of expecting, you know, like I'm kind of expecting it to be like relief and everything to get just like a little bit better because of it. But honestly, in this moment here, I pretty much knew that like, oh, okay, like skateboarding isn't going to make the rest of your life better. Like that's your job, and you just like do the skateboard thing because you like it. And that's a big lesson to learn. That's a huge life lesson. That's a little bit hard. And people think that I'm not reacting at all. But that, yeah, you know, you just don't, it's just hard to see facial expressions through a TV screen or something like that, or through a 720p. But I'm like, and also like dead serious. I was like so locked in from being terrified. This is my roommate. I live with Clay at this time. So I got a lot of shit for like pushing Clay away, but like we were boys, and he knew everything about me and everything about my life, and like was there for me, and like, you know, like I love Clay to death. So like the idea that like people felt like I was like pushing him away was cracking me up. Cause look at this. This is like so affectionate. Like I love Clay to death. I'm like literally like putting my head on his shoulder. I don't know. People are funny. Elliot won this contest, by the way. So yeah, that's I don't know. That's like a story about the 12. I could probably tell 100 more. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, I could probably talk about, like, the ins and outs of this week, of how it's changed my life, of how, like, what it's done for me personally, what it's done for me skateboard career, how I got there, all the tools I used to do it, how you could do it 12. Like, I could talk for a million years. But I hope this was a good introduction to this story. And, yeah, I feel like it's something that, like, I am happy for you guys to be in the know.